Welcome to the Tennis Warehouse shoe review of the Head Endur Pro and Endur Pro BOA. The Head Endur Pro looks to combine the best from Head stability and speed shoes into two offerings. With the Endur Pro, you can choose a version with the BOA Li2 system or a version with regular laces. Either way, the Endur Pro offers a high-performance fit and feel that benefits all levels of players. Underfoot, a plush Dynafirm cushioning system protects your heels, while a high-rebound EVA foam in the forefoot provides a responsive push-off. The outsoles feature a Hybration Plus rubber compound for a blend of traction and durability. In a size 10.5, we found an average weight for the BOA version at 15.6 ounces compared to the lace version at 15.3 ounces. Let's check in with our playtesters to see which version of the Endur Pro worked best for them.
It's been a few years since I've tested a head shoe, so I was pretty impressed with both versions of the Endur Pro. I thought both versions offered pretty good underfoot cushioning, and I thought the ventilation was really good as well. So I've tested BOA system tennis shoes in the past where it was just one dial, and I didn't feel like those were adequate enough. I was getting some pressure points at the top of my feet when I really tried to cinch down on the dial, and I felt like the support wasn't there. Now with this two dial system, I felt like it is a big improvement. I can feel like my feet are very supportive, and then when I do cinch down on the dials, I'm not getting those hot pressure points on the top of my feet. I thought both shoes had good overall core performance. The traction is really sticky on both as well. I was really impressed with both. If I was playing an important match, I maybe would grab the traditional lace system just because I feel like it might be a little slightly more stable. But for everyday play, for practice, for even taking it onto the paddle court, I do find myself gravitating more toward the BOA system simply because it's easy, it's quick, and I'm still not compromising on performance.
I've tested a lot of Head tennis shoes over the years, and I gotta say, in recent memory, the Head Endur Pro BOA and the standard Endur Pro with the standard lacing system is one of the better rides I've had. I'm gonna say lengthwise, it was a true 11. Width is medium, maybe a slightly snug medium, which fit my feet nearly perfect. And though it is a low to the ground shoe, I get a very connected feel, easy agility around the court. I was really impressed with the Dynafoam underneath the heel. I would say it was sufficient under the heel, but it was lacking a little bit of padding underneath. I know there's like a specialized EVA foam on the front of the shoe. But overall, I felt less beat up after long matches and sessions wearing this shoe than I do many other shoes with more midsole cushioning. So overall, I didn't have any problem with ventilation. Traction was maybe a tad sticky from the get-go, but right out within 5 minutes, I was getting great traction. And this is probably the first time I've ever done kind of a dual play test where the shoe is the same with the exception of the lacing system. So I literally did a side-by-side play test and just wore one shoe on one foot and the other on my other foot. It worked out great. I know there's a slight weight difference between the two. I could not detect it. And if I was gonna say I have a favorite shoe out of the two, I have a slight lean towards the BOA system. The standard lacing system works fantastic. However, just that incremental dial in, like Jay mentioned, you've got two dials here. Instead of the responsibility leaning all on one, you get a really good even fit. Just one of the better fitting shoes I've worn in a while and a great play test.
Coming into this play test for the Endur Pro and Endur Pro BOA, I really enjoyed the fit and feel of these shoes. Now I know they designed this shoe conceptually to be between the Sprint and the Revolt, but for me this shoe actually feels more like a lightweight speed type of shoe, and I really liked the booty constructed upper. It just hugs my foot like a glove, so tons of support. I know the weight on the scale is kind of more in the mid-weight range, but they definitely played like a faster feeling shoe to me. And compared to like the Sprint where I feel like they're just a little too minimal underneath, there's not a big, huge, thick layer of cushioning under these shoes, but what was there did really good at giving you that shock absorption. So I thought this really improved upon the things I liked from the Sprint. And then I got that added locked in feel. Between the two shoes, I would just go with more of the traditional lacing system. It wasn't that the BOA did anything wrong for me, and I definitely appreciated how tight I could cinch them up, but I think just the overall pressure points on top of my foot, that kind of even distribution, and just liking how glove-like these shoes felt, I would go with the laced version, but a really impressive offering from Head Shoes.
This was a fun play test, and I put plenty of hours on both versions of the shoe. And really, there's no wrong answer here for me. The fit was really good. Coming out of both of them, I think I'm probably going to go with the BOA just because it is so easy and fast to put on. I like the fact that with this updated BOA system, you can dial it both tighter and loosen it without having to untension the BOA system. So BOA systems of old, you had to unclip it, then try and get the tension right. This one, you can just click it back a millimeter at a time just to get that fit fully dialed in. And so for me, I would go BOA just for that ease of use, but both shoes offered me great support on the court. I was really moving. I felt at my best in these shoes. I like the blend of traction I got from them. I was able to pivot nicely as well, so I wasn't too stuck to the court. The durability has been holding up pretty well. I'm wearing through more of the uppers than I am the outsoles, just from my toe drag on my left foot there, but it's still holding up well, even with lots of hours on the shoe. Haven't gone through it yet, so it's doing its job. Thought the level of cushioning was great, really nice and plush in the heels, and then a little bit more minimal in the forefoot, but very responsive ride, so I felt very quick up off of my toes. So super fun play test for me. That's all we got for this version of the Tennis Warehouse shoe review. For more information on these Head Endur Pros or anything tennis related, be sure to head to Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.